NIP takes the victory and heads on in the lower bracket. Big will fall to the 5th and 6th place match to play against Astralis immediately before our grand finals this coming Sunday. I have to say, I was a bit surprised to see NIP taking Train here, selecting Train as the last map, considering that they had the last veto before this map was picked. They eliminated Mirage, but they do manage to take the narrow 16-14 win.
I mean, it didn't start out that way. It really seemed like this was going to be a one-sided NIP affair. They were up 6-1 at one point, had full economic control. I think things really started to turn around for Big once, took a timeout with a pep talk from Tabson. Still a respectable scoreline, 8-7 for Big, and then, this is a very close end of the match, Maui.
Yeah, and with that, NIP have secured quite a few RMR points. As the standings are right now, they are actually they would go to the major if the standings just stopped being counted today. If there were no more points to be added, so they're in a prime position right now. I'm sure Device is feeling great about it because they're 4 solid slots ahead of Astralis right now.
Yeah, and they've guaranteed themselves top 4 at this event at the very least, which is going to be quite exciting. They will be playing against Heroic in their next match, so certainly a tough one there. But for a roster that just came together, that's a satisfying result.
Yeah, and I think for Big, like there was a lot of promise in this series where, that they were showing some depth and really just some resilience to make that series close. But NIP, I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. That's not an easy series to win, even if it is a faltering Big that's on a little bit of a comeback. But I think it was really impressive stuff, start to finish.
Well, we do have an interview with our winners from Ninjas in Pajamas. We are joined by Device and Rez. So welcome, gentlemen. Congrats on the top 4 guaranteed finish. Is this, when you came in, obviously you're working with the new roster, is top 4, was that your target? Do you consider this a good result? Because you guys have said you're still working on your map pool. Like, this is a strong start for the new roster.
Yeah, it definitely is. I would say one thing that looking into the tournament, we really didn't know how strong we are. We have a really high peak, but we can also play really badly, as you saw on Dust 2. So, I mean, it's still up and down. We're trying to find consistency, especially me. I'm not really satisfied with the level I'm putting out. So happy with top 4, but we got to keep pushing, play a good match against Heroic tomorrow, and then I think anything is possible.
Device, I had a question about when you were in the top 20 of last year's HLTV rankings. You mentioned ZTR as a player that you thought was on the come up, and now you're playing alongside him, and he's delivering. He's winning some really key clutches, some duels for you guys. Is he continuing to impress you as a teammate now?
Yeah, definitely. I like to play with him. He reminds me a little bit about Zipix. I mean, like, he really thrives in clutch situations, and obviously, he has a high skill ceiling. He also needs to find consistency. I think that's probably his main issue, right? But as you're saying, he's not falling through too heavily, and us as a team, we are still having good performances, playing close matches, and yeah, overall happy with all my teammates, to be honest.
Device, first of all, congratulations, man. Question I have for you is, I mean, kind of does play into a little bit what you just asked, Maui, but when it comes to your own performance, you just mentioned that you aren't necessarily happy or satisfied with where you're at right now. Is that because you're fitting into the system and you're not quite comfortable yet? Is it just a matter of more practice, or is this just maybe rough couple days for you? I say rough. I think you're playing freaking phenomenally, man, but I understand that everyone has a certain standard that they strive towards. For yourself, I'm sure it's very high.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the consistency mainly that I'm disappointed with, especially on Mirage, which is a map I'm struggling to find play style on. So it's hard to say, as you say. I think I have high expectations. It's the first time I'm in a new team for a long time, and I don't think it's necessarily that I don't fit into the system, or like everyone is trying to make me as comfortable as possible. So it's just about finding the level I need to have to perform at acceptable level for myself. And I think that today was a good game on the last 2 maps, but in general, it will take some time, but it's also a process, and we're delivering great results, and we are, of course, a team, and I mean, everyone is performing, and we have a really solid base, I'd say.
I have a question for Rez because he looks bored on the camera.
Hello, I'm here. Yes. Yeah, he's
What up, Rez?
Your performance
What's up?
individually has been really, really strong throughout this tournament. You've had numerous, map-saving clutches. Is this something that you attribute to having the new roster, or have you been working on your own individual ability? Do you feel like you've kind of reached a new level of your play?
Yeah, I feel more confident than ever. And Device is a really easy teammate to deal with, and it's really easy to play with and play around. So it helps a lot to have a teammate like that in the server. And in general, I feel really confident at the moment, and it's pretty much it. I shoot heads.
Exactly.
I was curious with your guys' veto today, how it went to train, and the fact that you're incorporating device and you're playing a map that's going to be out of the pool after this tournament. As a matter of fact, was that just a target, like a punish for Big? You guys saw some kind of weakness, or are you guys like actually practicing train that much for just this tournament?
Yeah, I mean, we practice train, and I think also just adding to what I said before, I feel like individually I'm not too comfortable on Mirage yet, and that was the other map, right? So I think even though train will be out of the map pool, it has something to say that we are comfortable on the map, and I think our train is really fucking good. Excuse my words in practice, and
You can curse as much as you want on this broadcast, dude. It doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah. But we're also excited for Ancient with some new stuff coming. But yeah, I think that's mainly the reason.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun with Ancient.
No, I gotta know. Like, have you practiced Ancient even once? I can't imagine why you would, but now I want to know. Like, has NIP have any plans in the short term to maybe have Ancient be a map pick for you guys?
Of course. I think
never
Threat, he's having really fun right now, theory crafting and stuff. So when we're ready for Ancient, he will have a lot of smokes and flashes for us. So we'll be ready.
I have a question, not to have you insult anybody, but just in terms of the positives, Device, how has it been transitioning from Zonic to Threat as a coach? What are the changes that you've had for yourself in terms of how the coach interacts with you and how the coach provides strategies or helps you out?
It's a good question. Obviously, I love Sonic a lot, and I think they are quite similar in the analytic sense. Now with the official games here, I haven't really seen Bjorn Fred how he is mid-game, because he is obviously in another room and really nervous. So it's hard to compare them. I would say on the tactical base, they like to do the same prep and be a well-prepared coach. And I really like that. That's something I appreciate when they have the tactical depth and understanding of the meta. And I think both of them are, very similar there. And looking forward to work more with Fred. But yeah, Sonic has been my coach for a lot of time, and I have nothing bad to say about him. He's probably one of the best guys I've ever met.
Device, as of earlier today, Astralis lost their match against Heroic, so we're not going to see you guys play them, but you guys do have a better placing already at this tournament. So did you win? Did you win this trade? Did you win the move?
That's a tough one.
Rez, did you win?
I don't know.
Rez won. Yeah, Rez is the real winner here.
I won, guys. I won. Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for the long-term project, and obviously the short-term results are great, right? But I also hope that they find some form and we have some great games against each other. But yeah, I would say this tournament, I think you can count us the winners. But I know when we have our first match, it will be a grudge match. And I know when the guys are motivated, they really shoot heads. And I'm looking forward to that game. It's going to be amazing.
I actually do have another question for Rez. Rest assured, guys. Rez, you've been on this roster obviously much longer than some of the newer additions. You've seen some changes in your team. The outlook has been uncertain for NIP, I guess, to some degree, at least from an analyst point of view. Did you expect to? And obviously, the easy answer is yeah, of course, we're always going to win. But did you actually expect right away to have at least at Flashpoint 3 the level of success that you guys have had?
I would say both, yes or no. It feels like there's always this honeymoon period when everyone is motivated and eager and hungry for games, and but honestly, in practice and everything, I think we look really structured, and I have high hopes in like every tournament that's coming up that we can do really good. So I really strongly believe in this team.
All right, it's time for the real questions now. Bardolph is here. Device, you live in Sweden. What is your opinion on dime bars, and do you have a dålig höst in your house?
Dime bars. I actually don't know. I don't. Is that chocolate?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna give you one.
No comment on that. What do you say? What do I have in my house?
I'm gonna need
Dålig höst.
a dålig höst.
En dålig häst.
No, I don't know.
Dålig höst.
I'm not Swedish yet.
Dålig häst.
Oh, that's
I'm not
shocking.
Swe-
Wow. You gotta
yeah,
fix
in all
this
honesty,
device.
I like Kalles caviar. I think that's
Ooh,
the Swedish.
That's rare.
Yeah.
Kalles
Many
caviar.
people like that.
Okay. Rez, what's the
It's
smelly
like,
fish thing? What's the
caviar
smelly fish
on a
thing?
tube.
You know the smelly
Caviar.
fish in the tin that
Surströmming.
you can't open in the house?
Yeah, that's
Surströmming,
surströmming.
yeah.
Surströmming, yeah.
Surströmming.
One day.
Disgusting.
You should try it, guys. You should try it. Really.
Maybe we will, but they always say don't open it indoors. But we'll have to, so
Don't
I guess
open
we
it
can
at
just
all,
live
I
with
think.
the
Just dig it
consequences.
in.
There we go.
Yeah, you're gonna burn the house down.
I had a guy opening it at the top floor in my apartment building, and it smelled throughout the whole apartment building for 2 weeks. So don't do it.
Okay, let's do it outside.
I actually do it underwater, I think, right?
Yeah, you do.
That bad? We could do it on a boat. We got a kayak upstairs, so. All right,
We have the Supreme Kayak.
Highly recommended.
You can go out into the Los Angeles River and open it.
I'll probably do it. Why not?
Yeah, that's the only way.
Oh, that's what it is.
There we go. We've got one
All
in
has-
London. Dålig
I've
häst.
actually never seen that.
Dålig häst.
I've never seen that. That's bad by my girlfriend.
I'm
It's not integrating me.
I'm curious from both of your guys' perspectives. I mean, I know this is a European tournament, but looking at the greater picture of international CS right now, so Heroic has been on a tear. G2 looks really strong here. But do you guys think that the strongest teams now are in the CIS region, or do you think it still lies with Europe?
Yeah.
I'd say CIS, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
They just keep popping up talents. You see Sensei, you see Deco, you obviously you have all of the established guys. I don't know what they're feeding them, but these guys are amazing. I mean, like they have such a high skill gap and ceiling. I mean, like it's annoying sometimes, right? So happy we're in the EU RMR. To be honest, it looks rough in the CIS one.
Avoiding them.
Just hiding in Europe.
I'm actually surprised that none of the CIS teams tried to qualify through EU because that was a choice that they could have made.
They were hiding from Device.
Yeah,
By the way, guys, I'm the only person who picked you guys to win. Everybody else picked Heroic.
That's not true.
I mean, you did too?
Right here.
Respect.
Yeah.
oh,
that's right.
to win the whole tournament.
Oh, yeah, no.
Power
sorry,
ranking.
guys.
Oh,
yeah,
you
yeah,
mean the
yeah.
whole- the whole
Fraud.
tournament.
Sit down. Yeah, I'm the
Oh,
only guy
okay.
who picked you guys.
Oh,
Everybody else
I
is a
even
bot,
today.
so just bear that in mind, yeah?
Yeah, I'll remember this.
Nice.
Still have the chance. We still have the chance.
So do you have any thoughts on your upcoming match versus Heroic? Because that's going to be pretty anticipated overall.
I mean, like I played them in Astralis, and I think that they are such a strong individual team. They have good momentum, good calls. They are playing really well. I mean, like we have to play some of our best seers to beat them, and we are capable of that. I mean, of course, the V2 will look differently as well, but in general, I think like we can do it, right? But
Yeah.
they're probably the team to beat in this tournament. I actually think that on the best, if all teams play the best, they are also better than the teams in the upper bracket.
I think that's probably true. Do you guys have any other final questions
True.
to round out? No. He thought about it for 2 seconds and then decided that his question was too inappropriate even for Flashpoint. Well, thank you, Rez and Device, for joining us today. It's great to talk to you. Congrats on at least achieving the top 4, and good luck in your matches for the remainder of the tournament. We'll see you very soon versus Heroic. I'm sure you guys have some prep to do.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Very interesting to hear from Device and Rez, especially after that last match. I'm really looking forward to this Heroic match now, personally. I think it's definitely going to be a bit tough for them, but maybe they can get Overpass in there and make some moves.
Rez will be important. That man is a machine. He's been really good this tournament, and he's going to be
great.
crucial to even approaching surviving against Heroic. We'll see if they can win. It's going to be. I think that stylistically, it's going to be a great game. We just got mad fraggles on both sides. We saw how explosive that series was. I think it will be on an even higher level in that matchup. So I'm looking forward to it.
Big shout out to ZTR though for stepping up in all these series. Honestly, his stat line is trash, but honestly, his impact is huge. Like, and I'm not, it's like not even really a backhanded compliment.
No, straight up. Like
He's not even always set up, and he just clutches things out.
Maui and I came into this event with like pretty harsh criticism of NIP's
That's a
prospects
very
just because
mild
of the
way.
stats.
That's a very mild.
No, straight
way to
up.
put it.
Like it's man, I've been the bottom fragger on a team before. I know how that shit is. Sometimes though, like the scrutiny is unnecessary. Like you know that you're doing your job and you're winning rounds for your team. And ZTR is one of those guys where like, oh, he dies. Twitch chat's gonna spam some shit. But straight up, like he is winning rounds because of his discipline. Late 2vx's. You know, he's entering for the team. That to me is just showing a level of maturity as a player and as a teammate that isn't necessarily going to win you glory. It's not going to, you know, it's not even often that you see analysts really talking about those kind of players on teams, but it's that apparent to me when I watch NIP play that that guy he's on the path to greatness, and it's just a matter of, I think Device maybe nailed it. Consistency is probably his main issue right now.
Well, let's take a look at one of the plays from the last match because we didn't actually dig into any of the gameplay yet in specific, but you guys wanted to talk about some Device op kills that you found particularly impactful because it was a really close map on Train.
Yeah, I mean, T-side Train really started off with really early economic advantage. Yeah, this is Device. He gets so many picks from T-Con all around the map. Keto and Searson both at back 6 just eating op shots all day. And this is why I think, you know, coming into this tournament at least, after he had left Astralis, Device was, I think this is his top-rated map across the entire map pool. This was where he thrived the most. And this just goes to show why. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily matter what NIP is doing around the map. He's just doing his thing.
Yeah, when you look at a lot of these highlights, these are just strung together from multiple rounds, but it's just how consistent he is in terms of he holds down a line, and then his team can expect that that is covered. And to have that kind of trust in a teammate is something that is invaluable if you're a rifler on a team because you can just focus on your angle, and you can see that it's probably elevating players like Rez, actually, who now know that, hey, when Device is holding this down, I can just focus on my crosshair placement, don't need to worry on what's behind me, to my left, to my right. It's all just focus on what's in front of me.
There was a few different rounds where he would get the initial pick towards Ivy. And it was like one player would pop out Ivy from NIP, one would drop down ladder, and each and every member of Big was looking the wrong direction just because they had to pick up this new angle. And to me, that is just like every player understands, like, okay, that's the go code. As soon as Device gets that frag, that's my moment to make my move. And considering, I mean, it almost looked like NIP was pugging that T-side half. I'm sure that they were prepared coming to this matchup, but it just, the way it felt loose and so controlled at the same time, it was a thing of beauty.
Well, and we do have a couple very specific rounds that you guys wanted to take a look at.
Cool.
8 and 13.
Yeah. So round 8 was actually a big round for me. So this is, Tabson. Man, they are down 6-1 at this point, and I am so hyped because I bet all my points on NIP. And then here's this tack timeout in Big. Look, Tabson just looks angry. He's like, what the fuck are we doing, you guys? Just kind of giving a pep talk. And he comes right into this round, down 6-1. And he picks up a 4K, and it's just master-class footwork here. Every angle is just being observed by Tabs, and he knows he's one step ahead of the rotations from NIP. And I think this half ends 8-7, right?
Yeah,
so Big, right after this, Maui, they string together a whole bunch of rounds off the back of this tack timeout from Tabson.
Yeah, leading by example. Tabson's one of the players for Big where his CT side rating is actually, there's a big discrepancy with his T side rating because on T side, he's trying to set everybody up. But CT side, he knows that every individual has a job when they're on the defense, and Tabson just kind of sussing out every single possible angle that NIP could be playing, even making the proactive play to close out the round on top of that. It's really wonderful when Tabson puts his mind to it. He can still bring back some of those kind of vintage performances we're used to seeing when he was led by Gabi.
Yeah, and the start of this half, Big was missing shots. Searson straight up whiffing. Keto missing timings towards Ivy. Just getting outshot by Nip. And then it really is a night and day difference after this round win from Tabson. Obviously, this is like shark in the water. Every move that he's making is just perfect flank, perfect timings. And it's just confidence out of him. And that is something that, like, Big suddenly is back in this game.
Yeah, they
narrowly avoided disaster in that circumstance, because if that round goes the other way, like, we're looking at a very one-sided match. And considering it ended up 16-14, that was quite the accomplishment and near comeback that we saw from Big.
Yeah, I mean, that easily could have spiraled out of control. It nearly did. And I'm sure that Big would have wanted to replay the first few rounds of that game because some of them were really close. But NIP, man, they felt like the more clutch team today. I'm sure that their procedures and protocols got them into the positions they needed to be in to be successful. But on top of that, so many 2v2s went their way. Like ZTR was so clutch on rounds. Like, I mean, Device as well. There were so many moments where it just felt like NIP's experience, or at least the way that they're able to play off of each other in those tight situations, was just a hair better than Big.
Yeah, and we did have round 13 as well. So talk me through this and why you guys think that this round was particularly crucial. It's still in the first half. This is after Big had tied things up.
Yeah, it seems like this was every single time that they knew Big was going to be on a buy round. They start with the T-Con pick from Device, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. One from Pop Dog, one from Ivy. Every player from NIP is just picking their timing so perfectly and swarming the outside bomb site, and Big just looked like they were getting outmaneuvered, you know, consistently in this T-side half. But this was why I think NIP's, you know, T-side was so potent, right? If you're going to give up that fight, that duel to Device, and you're going to lose it, suddenly all of Big's defenses just melted.
What are y'all doing back there?
Are you cheersing?
They were up to
What are
no
you
good.
eating?
Eating choco pie.
We found a
since-
choco pie.
Taco pie.
Yeah.
That's a Korean snack.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why is it all in English?
Probably because it's distributed in America, but
Oh.
it's from Korea. But my wife probably brought those. It is
We just
really
steal
good.
this.
Thank you, Susie.
It is
Sorry.
really good. they are delightful.
We made a gin and tonic.
You need a gin and tonic. You don't
I
you don't
made
like.
one.
No, I made
Oh,
one.
you made one.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. You didn't like the Nordic summer cocktail that I offered you?
I don't know
What's in
if
this cocktail? Like what?
Yeah,
Yeah, what's in these?
Give us
What
a
are
walk
what's
through.
So the reason why we did this cocktail for the Nordic summer is, first off, we had 3 Nordic teams competing today.
Well, that's so rare and such a surprise.
Yeah, such a surprise.
especially
But-
for a European tournament?
Yeah, for a European tournament. I know it's unlikely, but that's why we had a variety of aquavit-based cocktails ready, Lex, and this is one of them. So I found this recipe online, wanted to try it, but it's aquavit and Aperol and lime juice. It's very refreshing.
It is very,
really
very
nice,
springy.
actually.
I dig
Even
it.
though it's summer, I think it
I think it's a
says.
bit too sugary or citrusy for me.
It's citrusy.
Citrus,
It
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
have
no
any
sugar.
sugar in it.
Citrus then. It was one of the two. I wasn't sure which one. I was
Definitely
feeling.
has no sugar in it besides alcohol, which is a sugar. But anyway, no added sugar, let's say.
It's a great drink to have on a porch. Just
And
kick back and
production
relax.
is tired of talking about drinks, so we're going to look at the bracket now.
Fuck you, production.
So our upper bracket final.
James after one
That's what you're going to
cocktail.
be seeing tomorrow.
Yes.
In fact, Mouse Sports versus G2. Don't think that many of us would have predicted that to be the upper bracket final heading into this match
I'm
or
pretty
this
sure I would.
tournament. No, you would not have, but that's fine.
You'd be putting NIP up there.
Yeah, you would definitely be putting
Okay, fine.
NAP up there, you liar.
James, you put Big like second or something.
Meanwhile, today we played our lower bracket semis. It was heroic 2-0 convincingly over Astralis and a close one between NIP and Big. That leaves us with Big, or NIP versus Heroic tomorrow. It leaves us with Big versus Astralis in our 5th, 6th place match, which will be played before the grand finals on Sunday. Now,
This is the even lower
FPX
bracket.
did win the 9th place decider of
Let's
our Sprout,
go.
which some of us predicted, so that's why there are
All of
shouts
us predicted. That was a
close
let-
series.
Yeah,
let's
did anybody
Brad
not
almost took it.
go with them?
Even I predicted.
I've been told it was
Yeah.
all
It was
talent predicted.
All
FPX.
talent predicted FPX, so that's why we're happy. But Sprout still, with a 10th place finish over a team like Complexity, is quite good. We will also have our 7th, 8th place match on Friday before we actually
Whoa.
have the losers finals.
Is this the actual reverse
updated.
from last time? Like, is it just flipped? Oh no, wait, no. What you were? No, Summer
This
was
is
last
updated.
time,
This
right?
is just the updated press.
This is the
Yeah.
updated Preds. So Freya and James Bardolph
Yikes.
getting close to doing the punishment,
How the
which will
mighty
happen
fall.
on the blind spot after the finals on Sunday.
It doesn't take me long to catch up, though, does it? I had 0 yesterday.
There aren't enough underdogs for you, James. You can't come back that quickly. It's not happening.
We shall see.
Look at Semler's redemption arc, man.
Right?
Good for him.
High variance play style, just
Yeah.
like James.
Yeah,
He
so
learned
exactly.
his lessons.
I no longer care when you reset it for the plebs, Maui.
Who are the plebs?
Okay, well,
Everybody but me.
if we did a running total, it wouldn't be that. I mean, you
Meh, 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 meh.
wouldn't be that different. Though.
I'm the champion. This is like
Can't be the champion if it's after just like 5 games.
James, you're
feel
last, man.
I feel like you still got to win here if you're gonna.
Yeah,
be a
these are
champion,
these are the playoffs.
Whatever,
points,
man. I
as
got a
it
gold
were.
before anybody else. I got a belt up, so I'm going to wear it.
Can't be a
tomorrow.
champion winning a single BO1.
See, James is just performs in the regular season, but in playoffs, when it gets down to the wire, that's where he chokes.
Choke artist!
He's
Choke
a, he's a
artist!
prediction choke artist.
Yep.
He can predict, Sprout versus Heroic, but he can't do these games.
I had zero yesterday. Now I got 26-35.
Wow.
Catching up.
Congrats.
Wow.
Good luck with that.
You're looking great out there. I believe in you.
That said,
All right.
the rest of the matches are going to be pretty tough to predict. G2 versus Mouse is definitely a head scratcher for tomorrow.
Is it?
I think G2 has looked a little bit more
you picking
solid
Lex?
lately, but Mouse is
Haven't
just
decided
like
yet.
on
You
this
got Lex?
huge come up right now. Like what they're doing right now, I think is kind of unprecedented by most of the talent here. We did not see this coming into the
So you guys were all saying, G2 is the presumptive tournament favorite before watching their last match. And have we switched to Mouse Sports now? Because I've definitely switched to Mouse Sports.
The thing is, and this kind of is the same thing I said when we saw them play the other day, is they didn't really have the toughest competition in the first 2 rounds. And so as good as they looked, it really to me is like, I haven't seen them at their low point. I haven't seen them have a bad day and still advance. Whereas G2 has looked terrible and still advanced through some of these series, which
a very
to
good
me is
point.
kind of scary in terms of
That's
who's
fair.
in it.
Their structure carried them when Nico was bottom fragging in 2 maps consecutively. Like that's really hard to do for your star player to not perform and for you to still win.
All right. We have another interview.
Oh, what?
Who do you think you would like to interview right now?
Me.
Anders.
No, it's not Anders.
I just wanna ask
James,
him about
we'll,
life.
we'll interview you later.
Okay.
James's mom.
James's mom.
Nice
On the
lady. That's me?
broadcast.
Shall be dangerous.
No, it is going to be Haka, our foreign correspondent
Oh, for fuck's sake.
from the B stream.
Oi, oi.
So
I'm out. Too many
he-
white people.
He's here, fresh. You live in England, James.
All right, fine. I'm back.
You live in England. Anyway, Haka, you're fresh off the B stream, and you bring tidings of FPX glory, do you not?
I mean, I guess I do, but do I have to talk about that game? Oh my god! I swear I don't have any alcohol right now, but that game
Why
has
not?
just made
You're
me so
British.
delirious. Like it was just ridiculous. I don't know what was going on.
He's drunk off Stico.
I feel like that was so many Sprout series that by the way, Haka, we haven't met. Nice to meet you. I'm Lex.
Hey,
I do have a question for you at some point, but who was the standout player for you on FPX?
That is a question, Lex.
Shit, like a real question, but I want to know that first.
a real
I
question.
don't have the HLTV stats right here.
I don't know. Like for that series, do you want me to answer for, or in general?
I'll look it up.
Both.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for that series, like it was a weird series where I just feel like they were all. There were like 2 maps where everyone had the same amount of kills, so it was kind of weird. But in general, like Madden is probably their big hitter. Just he's kind of hit and miss at times. He's probably the guy that has the highest highs, I guess.
What do you think about this year's edition of Madden compared to previous years?
That's just an awful joke. I'm not even gonna warrant that with a response.
Do you believe in the Madden curse?
I don't know anything about the Madden
Do you know
curse,
what about
so
the
sure, why
2K
not?
curse? What about the NBA 2K curse? Dame Lillard's on the cover this
I know
time.
about NBA 2K, but not enough.
Well, Damian Lillard is on the cover this year, so what do you think of his playoff performance? No, just kidding.
Is it whoever's on the cover gets injured or loses? What is
sucks.
it?
They just suck in some way.
It's the
I
same
feel like
thing
that's
with
Madden,
Madden,
right? Yeah,
It's the same
Madden
thing
has
with
an
Madden.
injury curse, right?
No, it's they just are terrible a
Yeah.
lot of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, we can move off this though. Okay. Yeah, Madden's
What
good.
Europeans love American football.
Yeah, they really understand all of these references. What about Gretzky? You like him? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, get it in the goal, yeah.
That is a very appropriate response.
Big fan. Big
Dumb
fan.
ask questions.
Haka, who is the big surprise for you at this tournament?
The big surprise for me at this tournament, I guess, okay, you were just saying it. I don't understand how G2 keep winning these games. Like, I just watch them and I'm like, it doesn't look great, but they're winning, so I guess they're good now, are they?
They're good. They're good. They're real.
Okay,
good.
they're good now.
They
There
got
you go.
structure.
Maui's confirmed it.
They got some structure.
Maui's definitely going to be predicting G2 over Mouse tomorrow.
I got to look at the veto, to be honest.
I feel like
Because
this
Mouse
is
have
where
a
I-
great map pool.
I feel like this is where I lose all my points. Mouse Sports is so tempting. They look so
Yeah.
good.
They look juicy, huh?
Hawker, if
How
you were to do a power ranking, who would you have put at the top? Would you have joined James on the NIP train?
No, definitely not. I would not be
ridiculous.
joining
I
James on
agree.
any train, to be honest. I don't trust him.
What about the train from Reading to London?
Great train.
Okay, I would join him on that train.
Any train leaving Reading is good.
As I learned from my quarantine for Flashpoint 2. So, Hawka, let's get your predictions for tomorrow. So there is going to be G2 versus Mouse Sports and Heroic versus NIP. Any thoughts on these matchups? I know you probably, were busy during some of these matches today. So you may not have the best or most recent information, but why don't you give it a shot?
All right, so I watched Cadian get like a quad kill at the end of that first map. I got to watch that before tuning into my second game. So, yep, I'm going for Heroic. Cadian's still sick and seems to carry them every time it gets to a close game. So, easy for Heroic in that one. Mouse Sports G2. Man, Mouse Sports have been like surprisingly really good. I didn't think they'd be good like this quickly. I'll go with G2 just because I feel like they somehow keep grinding out the wins, but I don't know. I feel like that's a really close one. I'm actually really excited for that.
Who's your tournament favorite to win it all?
It's actually really hard now. Like, it feels
Well,
like
you're
we're in
here
a
to answer the
period
hard
of time.
questions, Hawka. That's why we pay you money.
Yeah, okay.
Answer the fucking
Is
question.
that a porn DVD next to the TV?
What?
Who has
That is not-
porn
you know what that
DVDs?
is? It's Super Mario Galaxy 2, apparently.
Oh, that's
Okay,
a
not-
banger.
No, I owned.
Great game.
Massive
Not interested.
banger.
Great
Absolute
game.
It's porn to
banger.
someone.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that is as close as it gets to
Roll
porn for me.
34, I guess.
Anyway, back to the question. Who is your tournament favorite now?
You know what? I'll still say Heroic, just because I really like. I just like them is my actual reason for picking Heroic. I
That's
just
a
think
good
they do a
reason,
lot of
though.
cool things. Yeah,
What's the coolest thing
Exactly.
they do?
just win.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Pretty badass. Damn. Shit. Hawka, are you gonna get an NFT? Are you gonna buy one?
No, I don't understand it at all. You know, I was
Can I
talking
offer
to Anders
you
about this.
one
He's the
snacks?
same.
Okay, you're but contractually obligated to say yes, and that here's why it's great.
Yes, I am loving the new Flashpoint NFTs.
Can I offer you one
Was that
snack?
it? Was that the script?
Yeah, you got it. You read it
Something like that, man, yeah.
Thanks. Sorry, we didn't send you that earlier.
Snacks is, I can't see him. He's very small. Is it a cool picture of Snacks?
Yeah, it's a great picture of Snack.
It's the artwork from the hype video.
Okay.
I think we're getting a
There we
close up.
go.
there we go.
Oh, there we go.
You gotta move it from side to side. I want to see the shiny bits.
graphic.
There
The
we go.
holographic, yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
The foil.
Tasty.
Ooh,
Damn, is he a shiny?
he's a shiny.
This
He
is
is.
giving me flashbacks to one time when I was a kid. I had Pokemon cards and I got scammed out of my Charizard because this
Oh,
kid told
no.
me that he had some really rare Pokemon or something, and I was like, "Oh, I'll believe him. No one would ever lie."
I swear
And
to
then I
God.
just traded my Charizard for some piece of shit Pokemon. So I'm mad now.
Same thing happened to me when I was younger, Hawkeye. I feel your pain, man.
Oh
Guys
man,
are-
we're like the same.
We're bonding.
We
yeah.
both got wrecked.
I'm disappointed in both of you.
Yeah, well, I was dumb. I was
guys
like
James
6,
was that
dude,
kid
okay?
who stole our Charizard.
You guys got hustled.
It was you, James, wasn't it?
Mate,
God
I don't know
damn it.
anything about Pokemon. Rachel Kuroko made me catch one once, and that's my entire history of Pokemon.
Have
So-
you ever actually thought about Pokemon, Hawka? Like the ethical
What?
ramifications of Pokemon?
Oh. No?
It's basically
I am.
glorified dogfighting.
So yeah, exactly. It's basically dogfighting with sentient animals, except you imprison them in small balls, and you force them to fight until they knock each other out. Do you support this ethically?
No comment?
Very political, I see.
Do you think people eat Pokemon?
Bet in Japan, maybe.
Where is this going? Where are we going with this? Where has this come from? I've never thought
Do you
this
think-
much about
How
Pokemon.
about-
Do.
Okay, how about
they
this,
do.
Hawka? If Cadian were a Pokemon trainer, what Pokemon would be his like frontline Pokemon that
Okay,
he
I'm
like,
out.
bonds with?
This is the bit where I actually don't know that much about Pokemon, which is unfortunate.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know, like a Geodude. Geodude's
Oh.
cool.
Okay, all right.
I see that.
Okay, that's cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
Hawkeye-
They're both
Hawkeye.
shirtless.
There you go.
it was Freya's birthday yesterday, and all I can say
Yeah?
is you missed out, man. You missed out.
I
There was
don't,
this-
it, is,
okay, so
is
there
that
was this. Listen, there was this woman in the bar, right?
Oh my! No,
Finally,
We're at the blind spot. We're at the blind
And
spot.
she was obsessed with Freya, and then Freya's like, "Cool, bye," and she left me with her. And then she was talking to me about intellectual property. And then she said Freya was the mayor of intellectual property. I don't know what that means. And then the guy she was with disappeared. And then she started being aggressive. And she was like, what did she say to me? You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then the bar tried to get rid of her, but she was too drunk. So the police came. Then she eventually walked out. Then she passed out outside. And the police were playing with her dog while she was just lying on the floor. So you missed out, man.
This is while we were all
So it's
singing
actually a
Happy
true
Birthday.
story from last night.
Yeah, it's actually true. It's actually true.
Can we invite her on for an interview? I want to hear more.
Hey, I can't wait for next year, honestly. It's going to be great.
I don't know how we're going to top it.
Start a fire song.
And this was the first time that I had been to a bar since the pandemic started.
No, me too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Haka,
Oh,
what'd you
wow.
do for Freya's birthday?
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Casted Counter-Strike until like 1 a.m. And then I had a bath, which was nice.
Oh, that's
Oh,
that's good.
wow.
Nice.
A bath for
I can
Freya.
respect that.
Yeah.
Did you use any bath
yeah,
salts?
sure. No, I literally just, no, nothing. I haven't got any of that fancy stuff.
You just did it in tap water. Just that's it.
Exactly, just straight up.
You just
That's
sat
the
in a-
man's way to
Who
have
calls
a bath.
water in a bath
Right?
water? Like, are you going to the kitchen with buckets, or what are you doing?
Did you
What's wrong
did you
with
save any of the water so we can sell it on the blind spot?
Oh shoot! You know what? I'll have a bath tonight. How about that? And then we can get that going.
No, get a little
Can we
sweatier.
NFT bathwater?
Well, we're offering
not? Just
we're
trying to
offering
NFT
the,
everything
the
now.
physical goods in addition to the digital goods. See, that's what makes it more.
I think it
interesting
should be in a jar.
So here's
I hate
here's
you
what we'll
so
do,
much.
Haka. I'll get the artist to draw a picture of you in the bath. We'll sell that as the NFT, and then we'll just sell the literal bath water as the physical good.
Oh, there you go. See, there's a reason you're the creative dude. See?
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Haka. I'm sorry to ask you uncomfortable ethical questions about Pokemon, but I
fine.
needed your take.
Hey, what's your opinion
I'll
on
have a
jars,
better answer
Hawker?
next time. I'll think about it. Jars, I don't know if I'm allowed to answer questions from James. I think my attorney's in my ear right now. I'm not quite sure if I'm allowed to
Probably
answer
for the
that,
best.
James. I'm sorry.
We actually have to include that in all talent contracts that you don't actually have to answer James's questions.
I try to avoid them as
Nice.
much as possible.
I answer every single one of them. Ask me anything.
A yes man over here.
You can tell he's the new guy.
Exactly. All right. Thanks, Haka. Have a nice night. I know it's late there.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your bath.
Enjoy, guys. Will
Bye,
do.
Haka.
Well, with that, I think it's enough blind spot for today. We can all depart as the closing bell rings with pictures of Haka in the bath dancing in our heads. Is that pleasant?
Yeah.
He's loving it. He's
What's your
loving
history with jars, Monty? You look familiar now.
it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I also am not contractually obligated to answer your questions. So let's see what our schedule is like tomorrow. I know everybody's very excited about these matches as we come to the end. And it will be Mouse Sports versus Gamers 2, the best two names on the planet in terms of esports branding.
You're
Heroic versus NIP, which is slightly better. I kind of like Heroic. I like their logo. Anyway, and then we have Sprout versus Complexity.
On the B stream.
Yep.
You gotta stop putting Sprout on the B stream. They are bangers. They killas out there.
That's right.
Bobbin's a killa.
Speedy out there, just dropping bodies.
Buy the Speedy NFT. I have to say this. I'm contractually obligated. Get your own Speedy NFT. Comes with collectible card for 100 Flashcoin.
There you go.
Shout out to Speedy.
Shout out to Speedy. He's great. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining us. We'll be back with more mainstream and B-stream action tomorrow here on Flashpoint. We're getting down to the last stages of the tournament right now. Enjoy these highlights as we bid you a lovely